I want to quickly talk to you about Facebook ad targeting. So the thing is that Facebook is actually one of the top social media in the world, if not the top one. So having a clear idea about how to target your ads can really help you big time. So into this conversation, I want to share with you every option to reach your audience this year. So as an overview, you have to understand that Facebook ads targeting options provide actually tons of ways for advertisers to reach their potential customers on the platform. Okay. So whether you are a small business owner, whether you are a marketer, whether you are someone, somebody selling on Facebook Marketplace, for instance, you really want to really pay attention to those ad targeting options. For example, you can actually build audiences based on demographics, interests, behaviors, and engagements. However, it's not always clear how Meta identifies and defines these traits for each user. So it's important to have a clear idea about what really applies to your specific goal. Okay, and this is what I want to talk about in today's conversation. Now, how do you know which Facebook ad targeting option is right for your business? Well, it really depends on a lot of things. It depends on what your target audience wants and likes. It depends on what your competitors are doing. It depends on what you have done in the past yourself. Okay, and it depends also what kind of it depends on what kind of feedback that has been produced around the specific target, the specific ad targeting option. Okay, so it's important to understand that the answer of which targeting option will work best is actually up to you to find out, because every account is different. Every account has different goals. Okay, when it comes to Facebook advertising, every strategy is different. Even different campaigns within an account might see better results from different targeting types. So it really depends. Okay, so don't be afraid to be as controlling as possible in some ad sets and let the machines fully take over in others. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to really test. You want to maybe analyze. You want to iterate. You want to see what works, what doesn't work. It's all about really tweaking things. You want to roll with what works best and always stay open to new possibilities, because Facebook is actually a working process. Also, you don't have to navigate Facebook ad targeting all on your own. Okay, you are able to you can ask questions if you want to in the comment section. Let me know, and I'll certainly get back to you with no problem. So let me talk to you about the targeting options here. So when you think about Facebook ad targeting options, I first want to talk to you about the detailed targeting audience options. This is actually by far the most popular one that a lot of marketers, a lot of small business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs like to use. So the most specific targeting options available to ad groups are in the detailed targeting section. So you can see on the screen what I mean by the detailed targeting options. Okay, you basically have four different types of targeting you can use, along with a few caveats. Okay, that I'll speak about later on. So when I speak about, as you can see on the screen, you have the age and gender Facebook targeting. So this is actually one that really works big time. So when you think about age and gender Facebook targeting, as you can see on the screen, age Facebook gives you filters, right? So you can really limit the age brackets that you want your ads to focus on. And when it comes to gender, you can also choose men, you can choose women, or you can choose all. It really depends on what you want. Okay, so these are the most foundational demographic targets on Facebook and are pretty straightforward. So you are able to target users down to the single year digit of their age, as well as whether they're female, male, or all genders. Now, this info is actually provided by the users themselves when they sign up for Facebook, right? So nothing too mystical going on here, but it's not really fact. It's not really fact checked, because Facebook. I mean, Facebook has 2.3 billion users on a monthly basis. They don't have time, they don't have the team, they don't have resources to fact check anything or everything. Okay, so there may be some harmless fudging of ages here and there, but for the most part, this is pretty solid information because 90 to 95% of users on Facebook, they are just telling the truth because they know that if they give the platform the truth about their situation, the platform is going to feed them the specific type of content that they want. So people have an incentive to tell the truth. So if you think about Facebook ad targeting this year, I want you to also think about demographics, Facebook ad targeting. So besides age, besides gender, you have demographics. Okay. Now demographics is pretty I think broad, if you will. So while age and gender are technically demographic information, the following demographics Facebook ad targeting section has the option to take things a step further. It's all about being more granular. It's all about being more specific. And if you know anything about advertising in general, but also a Facebook advertising in particular, the more specific you are, the better. If you want to increase your return on investment, if you want to increase your ROAS, your return on ad spend, you definitely want to be more specific. So in that same detailed targeting section, if you click browse on the right, you will see a drop down with the main categories of demographics, interests, and behaviors. Okay, so I'll get to the other two shortly, but for now, I want to focus on demographics. So there are actually a tons of different options for you to narrow your audience based on who they are. So here I'm speaking about education level, for instance, parental status, work details, and so on and so forth. It depends once again on how deep, how broad you want to go, how specific you want to go. So some of this data is provided by the users themselves when they update their profiles, which is pretty straightforward. But a good chunk of it is also interpreted by Facebook, right? So as Facebook says often, detailed targeting options can be based on several factors. It looks at ads users click on, pages they engage with, and other activities across Meta, along with the demographics users themselves provide and the mobile device and connection speed they are using. Okay, so as you dig further into this targeting options, you will actually find something that's very nice when it comes to scalability. You will find, for instance, that some of these are pretty robust while others are pretty sparse. Okay, so this is kind of cool. It just means that you are really getting to know your audience more and more and more. So this is really fantastic across the board. When it comes to Facebook ad targeting, besides demographics, you also want to think about interest. And interest is going to carry you big time because see, people click on ads not just because of who they are, but also what drives them, what motivates them, what kind of interest they have, right? So interests are going to be quintessential in terms of helping you optimize your targets, your Facebook ad targets this year. So the thing is that basically, when it comes to interest, the interests are changing all the time, but the uh, the main focus here is what really drives the specific user at this particular time. So the other two detailed targeting options beyond age, gender, and demographics are interests and behaviors. Interest and behavior Facebook audiences are developed in the same way as the demographics listed a little earlier, but their options are quite a bit different. So interests actually focus on the topics that users like based on the types of content they have engaged with in the past, including events, pages they have liked, and more. If you open actually the drop down in the Meta Ads Manager Campaign Builder, you will see there is a wide range of interest topics to target, and all of this have subcategories as well. So instead of browsing the drop downs, you may actually find it more efficient to simply start typing in things you think your target audience is interested in and see what shows up. For example, if you search for hiking, for instance, you can see all the options that come up that match that interest really. And additionally, searching can uncover actually many topics that don't actually live in the drop downs. For example, if you try to find hiking, it doesn't show up under the sports and outdoors section, which is where it would likely fit, right? So it's actually a trial and error sort of process, and you have to see what works for your particular ad. Now, when you think about Facebook ad targeting, I want you to also think about behaviors. I mean, the more granular you go, the more you realize that behaviors are going to help you big time in terms of drilling down on what really can motivate someone, right? So behaviors actually are the other prong of the detailed targeting sections, and this Facebook ad targeting option lets you, as an advertiser, know what kind of potential customers are there, but also reach those potential customers. And you are reaching those potential customers based on past purchasing behaviors, device type, and some intent data signals as well. And so that's kind of cool because you're increasing your ROI here, okay, but also your ROAS here. So if you actually open up the drop down, there are a handful of actions to give you some sense of this. But even it's important to understand that you want to really be as specific as possible. Now, there is everything from new business users to gaming activities to other traits like preferred Facebook and Instagram shop payment types, or even travel behaviors. Okay, so Facebook can be as granular as possible. Okay, and that's what you want. You want to have that level of specificity. So it's quite a mix if you think about it. So just like interest, you want to browse through what's here in case it sparks some ideas, but don't be afraid to simply search for the behaviors you think are core to your target audience. I mean, you know your audience more than anybody else. You know what drives them. You know what motivates them. You know what really triggers happiness or interest in their lives. So you want to really use your knowledge to really refine what Facebook is giving you in the first place. Okay, I mean, what Facebook is giving you is just an overview. It's just a foundation, and it's just a foundation upon which you have to build based on the knowledge that you currently have of your industry. So that's number one. I just spoke to you about the detailed targeting audience options. Now I want to talk about the Facebook ad lookalike audience targeting. This can really help you also big time increase your ROAS. Okay. Now lookalike audiences have been the bread and butter of Facebook ad targeting strategies for quite a long time now. I mean, for nearly 12 years. They actually started this 12 years ago. So it's been a while. It's been around for a while now. Okay. I think it's only in recent years that I have heard them winning and all for certain advertisers. Some of them preferring the Advantage Plus audience, which I'll talk about shortly. But that doesn't mean lookalike audiences don't still work well in many accounts, okay? So Facebook ads lookalike audiences are pretty straightforward. So nothing really complicated here. Facebook is not reinventing the wheel when it comes to social media advertising or even advertising in general, okay? So first, what happens here is that you give Facebook a source audience, and then the platform analyzes that list and creates a persona. They call it a persona. Okay. After that, Facebook puts together an audience of users whose behaviors and interests look like, or in other words, are similar to that persona for you to target with your campaigns. So what happens here is that you don't have to really drill down by behaviors, by interest, by age, by professional, all that kind of stuff. No, just give a persona to Facebook, and Facebook will really do the rest. Okay. Now, the source audience is an integral part of seeing success with lookalike audiences. So, if you go through lookalike audiences, You can see all the types of custom audiences you as an advertiser can create on Facebook. And any of these custom audiences can be used as a source for a lookalike audience. So when you are ready to create a lookalike audience, you get to choose the source audience and then identify which country of users you want to target. And finally, you get to select the percentage match you would like to use. And on the small end, you have a 1% match, meaning you will target 1% of the population of the location you selected. Okay, that looks like the most like your source audience. As you choose higher and higher percentages, the size of your audience increases by a factor of that location's population. So your source audience must match at least 100 users in a single country. Okay, but Facebook actually recommends an audience between 1,000 to 5,000 users. So anything smaller, and it's a bit hard to determine a strong, meaningful pattern. But anything larger ends up looking like the entire population on Facebook. So you got to really find the right middle here. So that's important. If you think about the Facebook ad targeting this year, besides the Facebook ad lookalike audiences, besides the detailed targeting audience options, I want you to also think about a new one that a new option that they actually have come up with, and that's called Meta Advantage Plus Facebook ad targeting. Okay, and so Meta Advantage Plus is pretty good. I mean, I love it personally because it's revolutionary. It's a pretty innovative. Okay, so Meta Advantage Plus audiences are effectively Facebook's machine learning taking over and doing your targeting for you. So as a reference for any veteran Facebook advertiser, this is actually the new automated version of broad targeting. So if you think about artificial intelligence, if you think about deep learning, if you think about automation, this is actually all of that in one. Okay. So Facebook ad technology will automatically find your audience for you and aim to get you the result you are looking for in that given ad set. So again, it's Facebook doing the work for you. You just give them the instruction, you give them the geographical limits they have to focus on, and the Facebook machine will actually take over. Okay. So, and the way Facebook does this is that they are using information from past conversion performance, your pixel data, and also the interactions those users have had with previous ads. So basically, this is kind of cool. Okay, so basically, they are looking at among other things, the last portion. Okay, from your ads, they're looking at the last portion from other advertiser ads. Okay, so there is a place to add your audience suggestion, but it's actually optional. So when you click that button, you are given the same targeting options that I've already discussed, but don't be confused though. These are suggestions instead of actual targeting, okay? Because here you are giving a lot of control to Facebook actually to do the work for you. You got to be ready for credibility also. That means that Facebook will likely start off targeting your audience suggestions, then branch out as it sees patterns or if it thinks it will improve performance. So if you need or want to retain full control over your targeting, Advantage Plus audience might not be right for you. However, don't opt out of it simply because it's an automated choice with less control. Don't forget that Facebook is one of the most widely used platforms in the world, and their machine learning is honestly pretty good. Okay, you are looking at 2.3 billion users every month, so it might not hurt you to test out some of the features here. If you or if you've been avoiding in the past, you can really test it just to start seeing some results. You just never know. So, as closing remarks into this conversation, I spoke to you about Facebook ad targeting this year. I gave you the overview, the targeting options, okay, the detailed targeting audience options, the Facebook ad lookalike audience options, but also the Meta Advantage Plus Facebook ad targeting options. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.